Hey crazy people.
Hey guys.
It's Jay and Francis with Find Your Crazy. We are a family of 9 who travel full-time in our RV with 5 of our kids, so we go around the country seeing every national park. And today we are super excited to actually be moving
On the road again.
If you've been watching our last couple of videos, you know that we have been stuck with some truck repair in Ocala, Florida for over a week now. And after a couple of delays, a couple of bad parts, we finally got it all worked out. And today we were able to move. So we're super excited and we're ready to get into some other adventures. So come with us today as we explore a new area. So after a full week, almost a week and a half of waiting on the truck repairs to get done, they finally got done yesterday. We were able to go pick up the truck. There were a couple minor tweaks that they needed to do once I got there, and then once we got it all ironed out, went next door, got it gassed up, brought it home this morning. We hooked it up, and we decided to take just a short trip because being there in Ocala for that time kind of messed up the rest of our route.
Right.
And so we decided just to kind of reroute, which is one of the beauties of
all the time
being full-time, is like you just go where you want to go.
Right.
So if you watched last week's video, you know that we went over to Ormond Beach, which is just north of Daytona. Well, we liked it so much we decided we would go back over there and find a campground. So we're one beach further north in Flagler Beach now, basically about halfway between Daytona and Saint Augustine.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at, and
we're in one of the Encore 1,000 trails, and so that was really great because we missed the opportunity to go down to Pioneer Village, which is southern, right outside of Fort Myers, and so we were really excited about the beach. Going to Ormond Beach really made us excited about the beach, and we found one of the Encores that our friends highly recommended called Bulow, and we were able to not only get about 15 minutes from the beach, but we were also able to camp for free. So that was really great that we were able to scoot in at the last minute. It's a really hard one to get into because it's a great location. It's a beautiful campground. So we're really thankful that we're doing this all for free. So that is super great.
So we drove it here. It's only like an hour and a half, so it's a nice, easy drive, which was a good, kind of making sure everything was okay with the truck. And whole trip, no issues at all. Everything was just perfectly fine. Until we got in the parking lot.
Oh my, oh my.
So we pulled into the parking lot, up to the office, and I am going to jump out and go get our packet and everything, and put the truck in park, take my foot off the gas to go get out, and it starts rolling forward. So I stomp back down on the brake, and I look down, and even though I had put the gear shift up into the park position, the truck had not gone into park. And so
so scary and frustrating.
I turned it off, thinking like maybe I just need to reset it or something. So I turned it off. The gear shift's still stuck. It wouldn't move anywhere. And then I tried to turn it back on, and it wouldn't turn back on because it wasn't in park. Or
didn't think it was in park.
It really wasn't in park. So luckily, praise the Lord, I was able to call the mechanic, and he was able to talk me through fixing it. And it was just super minor. Basically, when they had put everything back together, the cable that goes from the gear shift to the transmission, one of the places, the lining had just popped off. And so I was able to get under.
Praise the Lord for technology, for being able to FaceTime up underneath the truck.
Well, we never could FaceTime. He couldn't get his FaceTime to work.
Oh, that's even more impressive that he could do that, and y'all could do that without even being able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, he like as soon as I told him, he said, "Yeah, it sounds like your gear shift's just probably come off the transmission." And like he said, "All right, if you can slide up underneath, here's where it's at." And I said, "All right, is this what it looks like?" And he said, "Yep." And so we were just describing it back and forth. And so then, like I said, then I was able to pop it back together, and everything was fine. So
Thank
we
goodness.
got pulled into our campsite. So then we didn't want to waste this beautiful weather today. It's going to be a little cooler and even raining a couple of the days coming up, and so we wanted to go and have some adventure. And so we're headed right now to go see a national monument, and we love national monuments because we can get into them for free as well.
Free.
So if you have the National Park Pass, that doesn't just include free admission to the national parks. It also includes all the national monuments, all the national battlefields, and all the national historic sites. So that's a ton by the time you add those up. And so one of the things that we really often do is when we're in a place, we just search and see what of those are around us. And so very close to us in Saint Augustine, only about 40 minutes away, is a really cool fort of Castillo de San Marcos.
Awesome.
So first fort we've done, first Spanish thing we've done, a section of American history that we haven't really gotten into in any place else. And so really, really super exciting. Big fort right there on the water. And so that's where we're headed. And so again, because of our passes, it's going to be free to us. And so don't forget, you can purchase an annual pass, but also if you have a 4th grade child, you can get online. We'll put the link down in the description, and you can actually submit, and they will send you a free pass for that child's 4th grade year, which is awesome. And then also, if you've got children with disabilities like we have, then you can get a free, it's called an access pass, and it's basically just the free version of that. You have to prove your disability, but then it's free, and that one's actually for life. So we have 2 of those because of the twins. And so any of those, like I said, will get you into any of the national parks, monuments, historic sites, battlefields, all of it.
And these are such great opportunities to learn, to just take your road schooling or your homeschooling. If you're just looking around town, if you're just looking in neighboring areas just for a weekend trip, if you have the passes, they're free. You can bring a picnic. They're usually in really beautiful areas where there's a park or areas to just to throw the frisbee or throw the football. These are in places that are just really incredible locations, but it's also a great opportunity to take your classroom outside. And even if your kids are in public school and you're studying these different things, take the opportunity to get inside the walls of this world and outside of just the classroom walls, but make sure that you step out into those areas. So we're really looking forward to learning a lot and getting to immerse ourselves in these different cultures, these time periods, and just really bring our education to life. It's one of the things we love about this journey, but it isn't just for RVers. Anybody, anywhere can just take a little bit of time and search on the maps and find a way to really encourage and grow your schooling with your kids and just make it completely exciting and hands-on.
So the national parks are obviously very beautiful, but all of the national battlefields, historic sites, they're all significant for a reason. So they're all just eaten up with history, and almost all of them, not all of them, but almost all of them have junior ranger programs, books, and badges, as the one we're going to today does. And so your kids can participate in that and grow that collection of badges that they have. So lots of great opportunities. So we're going to head over there in this beautiful sunshine. We're not going to have long. We're going to get there with probably about 2 hours to tour the fort, but that should be plenty, and then we'll be headed back to the
something to note that right now during COVID, they are limiting how many people, but more importantly, they're only open certain days. So they're only open Wednesday through Sundays from 9 to 5. And so you really do need to make sure that you recognize that. I just happen to be looking on the site. That's why we are rushing out on a travel day to do this.
Today's the only day that we're going to be here.
We're not going to be here long enough. And so just really make sure whenever you're visiting any of these, because they are government run, they undergo some different COVID standards than just your private businesses. So just make sure you check online, that you don't get excited and show up and it's closed, or you're not able to get in and do the things that you want to do. So just make sure that you note that and keep updated on the schedules.
Go check out a fort.
Hey guys.
So we have been here at the fort for about an hour and a half, and it has been super, super cool. Honestly, the national monuments rarely disappoint, but this one was just really, really neat. This is the first, I think, fort that we've been to, and definitely nothing this old. I mean, with how this was built by the Spanish and back and forth, and our kids have just loved it going through. And even though it's COVID, honestly, I don't see how it really could have distracted from this. I mean, like, there's so much information to read,
There's
and
such
everything's done so
smaller
well.
crowds too. They only allow 100 people in at a time. That sounds like a lot, but this is a massive fort.
We never
so
felt
we
crowded.
were just barely seeing people. It was just amazing to go in. All the rooms are open. The reenactments are not going on, and a couple of the ranger programs, but there's rangers stationed everywhere.
Yeah.
You can be talking to all of them. The ranger program is going on, so you can get your badges,
Junior
you can
ranger
get
program.
your books. So really, it's up and going, and it's really exciting to be here in the midst of history.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're near this one, I would say this is an absolute must. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time, especially if you've got kids and boys. So many cannons around everywhere.
And girls too, because
neat.
we have just loved learning so many different things. And this is one of those moments when, it comes to life and school and wars and all types of, forts that can get lost in the shuffle. But it's so amazing when you get to see in the rooms, you get to look on the walls and see what was inscribed on there. You get to see just how soldiers lived and some amazing events that happened here in St. Augustine. It's just really incredible the kind of history that this fort has seen. Sky, you want to try it? Is that too hard? Oh. Sky, you want to try? Where's the? Oh. Too hard. Okay, Rosie, your turn.
Can't pick it up.
All right, Christopher. So what has been the one thing you've learned here?
That this base has never been conquered by anyone. It's been abandoned like 4 times, but it has never been conquered by anybody.
I think it was really cool, like that the walls were made out of shells.
What is something you learned about this type of material? So when the cannons would fire on it, what would happen to that?
It was like made a dent, so it wouldn't go through or break.
Right, kind of like what kind of material did the ranger tell us it was like?
Like a Rice Krispie treat.
All right, Joe, what is your favorite thing about the fort?
I like that they have different kinds of cannons.
Oh, and what was your favorite kind of cannon that you saw?
The modal.
Oh, and can you describe that? What's it like? What makes it different?
That it sticks up and it has little balls so it can go up and then over the big one.
Yeah. So it's kind of short and squatty, isn't it? Yeah. So would you give this a thumbs up?
Big thumbs up.
2 big thumbs up. Awesome.